Is Floyd Mayweather going broke? Now, this is what I'm hearing, guys. A lot of media outlets, a lot of people who are commenting on this situation are actually saying that he is going broke. And apparently, sold a lot of his planes, a lot of his investments he sold. Um, and apparently, he's got a loan out at 54 million on a 9% interest rate. Which, if you don't know, if my mathematics are correct, he has to pay back around 60 million. So God knows what he's going to do with that 54 million. But apparently, his money is slowly and slowly dissolving, right? We haven't heard of Floyd Mayweather much recently. So this also could be the case because he's barely had any good fights that's making him money and stuff. Um, but yeah, let's just check on this Reddit page. This is where I actually got this information from. Um, Now, obviously, take it with a pinch of salt, guys. It could be just a hater, but a lot of stuff on Reddit is actually factual, right? People are actually coming here to talk about stuff and debate it. So yeah, man, take it with a pinch of salt, but also remember, there's a lot of stuff that's factual, so just believe what you want and whatnot, right? So, it says here, Floyd Mayweather agrees to a 54 million loan at 9% interest after houses foreclosed on and planes sold. Will he go bankrupt? Now, obviously, it's Floyd, right? He's got a team. He's got money management. He's got good advisors and stuff around him. So maybe to the government he might look broke, but behind the scenes he won't be. You get me? So just also know that, because there was even like 50 Cent at one point. He even said he went bankrupt, but behind the scenes he probably has stacked away millions. You get me? But it says here. Let me just do this. I read this article on Mayweather which says his homes have been. Look, it's even a BusinessInsider.com article, right? I read this article on Mayweather which says his homes have been foreclosed on. The plane was recently sold and he has taken out a 54 million loan. $54 million loan. Will he go bankrupt? And the people are saying this dude was always destined for bankruptcy. Impossible. I saw he was on a private jet with piles of cash. That don't mean nothing, bro. You know what I mean? Just because you have cash, bro. Like, it's probably like, what, 100k in cash, a million in cash. Still, bro, Mayweather sense, that's broke. If he just has a million to his name, that's just broke. You get me? A lot of people can flex with a million, bro. 6ix9ine's flexed with a million before, but he was in 10 million debt to the IRS, bro. It doesn't mean nothing. You get me? People with money skills like that don't go broke. Don't make sense. Which is interesting since his nickname is Floyd Money Mayweather, right? This is a man who is ready to throw a fight to Jake Paul. You never know, bro. He need that money, man. 9% is wild. He got that 530 credit score. Trust me, bro. Honestly, probably not that high enough given the risks involved and lack of financial literacy. This is a man that has blown through $1 billion in lifetime earnings, and his primary source of earnings is no longer viable unless he can get Jake Paul to give him 80 million to break the other side of his jaw. Damn. He used to come to my dealership, then refused to get help by anyone who wasn't black, which is funny because those salesmen ripped him off the most. Okay. Apparently he goes to dealerships and he doesn't want to work with black men because he thinks they're going to rip him off the most, but it's the white people who are actually ripping him off the most. I skimmed the article and I think it was one property that foreclosed on for sure, which was an owner, finance company, commercial property. He put down 1.5 million, then missed a balloon payment. But it also mentioned the 54 million loan was a cross-collateralized over a bunch of real estate, the plane, and maybe some other assets. It sounded like the guy actually has some money but doesn't like paying his bills. You'd assume someone with 54 million liquid would pay 500k in bills, but the article suggests that he repeatedly refuses to, which is why credit is based on both the ability and willingness to pay. Ridiculous for someone who's earned $1 billion. I'm expect the 54 million will lead to disaster though. Yeah, man. If you don't know, anything with interest on it, it leads to disaster, bro. It's like you're waging war with God. basically, right? That's the definition of interest, in my opinion. In Floyd's defense, he can't read. Nah, they're violating, bro. How does someone make this much and still end up like this? You get me, guys? Like, bro, everyone's just trying to say, like, everyone's 50-50 confused, right? And that's the article. You might as well just look at it for a quick second, just skim through it. Money to blow. Inside Floyd Mayweather's lavish... One second. Lavish depth-filled post-boxing life, right? Okay, it was a typical scene for anyone familiar with that lifestyle from social media. The 48-year-old former boxing trainer sitting in the cabin of a private jet, counting a heap of $100 bills and talking about the envy that gets directed to him. Yeah, he always talks about like how people are jealous of him and that, bro. They continue to hate, Mayweather said in the September video as he piled the stacks of cash in a clear plastic bag. And by the way, guys, if he is actually going broke, bro, it's because he's flexing his money too much, bro. There's so much evil eye going around, bro. You know what I mean? If you're not protected by God, your money will go, bro, like that, bro. Look at like Mike Tyson, bro. He was flaunting a lot. All of his money went. Everyone who flaunts money, bro, your money goes, bro. The people who actually got money, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk and that, look what they wear, look what they do, bro. They ain't got some fat glistening chains, bro. They're way richer than Floyd Mayweather, and they've never probably even bought a diamond chain like that, bro. You know what I mean? Probably for their misses, but probably definitely not for themselves, bro. They're part of that old generation where they know how to save money management. But Floyd come out the flexing generation. You get me? Continue to hate Mayweather said he piled the stacks of cash into a clear plastic. But he's doing that 6ix9ine type of thing, bro. Look what happened to 6ix9ine, bro. You get me? Got caught by the IRS. Floyd goes on Insta and he literally shows bare cash, bare jewelry and that, and just says, yo, you man are hating, you man can't get this, you man can't do that, bro. Obviously, people are going to have envy you, bro, if you do that. Money Mayweather, as he calls himself, was indeed a winner in the ring, ending his pro career in 2017 with a 50-0 record. Now, that's rated. I can't lie. 50-0 in boxing, it's not a joke. He scored more than $1 billion in boxing paydays, making him the 10th highest paid athlete of all time. Okay. Since his retirement, he's fashioned himself as a business mogul whose success keep him in Bugatti sports cars, Richard Mille watches, Gucci clothing, and mansions. Okay. 1 second. Oh, I have to subscribe to know more. That's mad. But let me just read this last bit. I'm financially set, and I want to let everybody know this. He said in 2021, every property that I have is paid for. My jet is paid for. All my cars are paid for. I own $1 billion buildings. Everything is no longer paid for. Mayweather took out millions in mortgages on his homes last year. Business Insider review shows. So as you can see, guys, you get me. Even this article is claiming that he is actually going broke, and I'm gonna show you another clip. We're going to watch this video of academics actually breaking down everything, right? I like academics because he knows how to break stuff down. He's been doing this for time, and it's always factual, right? So let's get into this.
Business Insider did something on Floyd Mayweather, and they exposed the shit out of Floyd Mayweather.
So this is the thing this is the article that we just seen, lads.
Business Insider, I don't know who's paying them off or whatever. Maybe it's 50 or somebody who don't like Floyd, but they did a hit piece on Floyd Mayweather. Check this out. So it was a typical scene for anyone familiar with the luxurious life that Floyd Mayweather flaunts on social media. The 40-year-old boxing champion sitting in a cabin of a private jet, counting out a heap of $100 bills, talking about the envy that gets directed at him. Continue to hate, he said in the September video as he piled the stacks of cash in a clear plastic bag. You know, people only talk about winners. I'm a winner, so they continue to talk. Okay? Let me see. Do we have that video? Or don't like we don't. Money Mayweather, as he calls himself, was indeed a winner in the ring. Ended his pro career in 2017 with a 50-0 record. He scored more than $1 billion in paydays for boxing, making him the 10th highest paid athlete of all time, according to sports business outlet Sportico. Since his retirement, he's fashioned himself as a business mogul who success keeps him in Bugatti cars, Richard Mille watches, Gucci clothing, and opulent mansions. I'm financially set. I want to let everybody know this, he said in 2021. Every property I have is paid for. My jet, paid for. All my cars are paid for. I own $1 billion buildings.
Obviously, everything. Academics probably sees the whole article because I think he probably pays for this. He's subscribed to them. Somehow I didn't get to see it, innit? I think they told me to pay, but As you can see, look, I can't scroll down more. It's telling me to pay, bro. You get me? So he probably has an account that he's already paid for. So yeah, so this the rest. So what it says is here. He's gonna read it anyway.
Is no longer paid for. They're exposing him if you don't know. Mayweather took out millions of dollars in mortgages on his homes last year. Business Insider review shows he also faced a string of lawsuits and liens that say he owes money for a Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. Wait, they make Maybach
G-Wagon, that's like 100k, 250k at most. Like, depends what kind of like G-Wagon it is and what kit it has and that.
Fuck. Jet fuel, which obviously is for his jet, and garbage collection at his Las Vegas mansion. So it looks like they've pulled all his debt.
So what? He goes for garbage collection, jet fuel, and a G-Wagon. And garbage collection at his Las Vegas mansion.
He's trumpeted a major entry into the big league. Commercialized real estate. Starting in the fall of 2024, Mayweather talked about spending bliss on commercial property in New York through his newly formed real estate firm. Splashy moves that earned him a featured spot at the prominent real estate conference with a session titled "Real Estate Knockout: The Floyd Mayweather Strategy." Give me one second. The Floyd Mayweather Strategy. The big talk doesn't always end in big deals, though. Business Insider found. Chat, they're exposing him. Mayweather's social media last year promoted an article that he reported that he made $100 million in his portfolio of a Manhattan luxury high-rise apartment towers owned by the Go Partners. People with knowledge of this investment said Mayweather put a nominal sum late last year and did not invest further, and his initial equity in the deal was later absorbed by the Go Partners, leaving him with no stake. The portfolio of the buildings was eventually spun off into a publicly traded entity. In February, Mayweather also said he bought a portfolio in a rent-regulated apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, declaring that all the buildings belong to me. I don't got no partners. Business Insider previously reported that there were no property records showing an outright or majority sale. Meanwhile, in the last 18 months, 2 of Mayweather commercial properties have been foreclosed, and he's at risk of losing his Las Vegas business or building that houses his strip club, the Girl Collection, over $52,000 in back property taxes and penalties. He's also been accused in lawsuits of failing to pay for millions of dollars in luxury items, including watches and high-end jewelry, allegations he has disputed. Mayweather has been pursued by creditors over Air Mayweather, which is his plane, the Gulfstream jet that's been the symbol of his mega wealth. In December, FAA records showed that he had sold the plane, and he sold mansions in Beverly Hills and Miami to 2 of his real estate partners. Business Insider reviewed hundreds of pages of public records, interviewed dozens of current and former friends and business associates of Mayweather finances and his team, which includes a convicted felon who has been named in several lawsuits against the boxer. He doesn't seem to have the guardrails that were in place. Mark Trados, a Las Vegas attorney who represented Mayweather during his professional fighting career in various business and legal matters, told the Business Insider, when you've got professionals that are doing the right thing for you, you're a little bit better protected. When you're out there on your own, your protection is dropped. Mayweather's lawyer, Bobby Samini, said Mayweather is not experienced in financial strain and works with a team of seasoned professionals. Mayweather rose from poverty and became the greatest champion in boxing history, transforming his talent and discipline into an undefeated legacy in a highly successful business empire. Creating unfounded narratives, misrepresents the truths, so this is one of Mayweather's people talking, and minimizes his achievements, which is achievements of an individual who has risen from adversity to becoming one of the most successful athletes and entrepreneurs of his generation. Mayweather said that he has embarked on a road to mega wealth in 2007, a decade into his professional fighting career, where he bought himself out of his contract with the promoter and founded his own company called Mayweather Promotions. The arrangement allowed him to cut out the middleman and negotiate larger proceeds from the pay-per-view ticket, food and beverage sales. He ditched his original name, Pretty Boy Floyd, and christened himself Money Mayweather. In the ring, his defensive technique and lightning counterpunch made him a winner, even if it deprived fans of the drama of a ferocious knockout. He embraced the role of the villain audiences wanted to see bloodied, which enhanced his bankability. There can't be 2 good guys, he said, leading up to a 2007 fight against Oscar De La Hoya. I chose to be the bad guy. Showing off his enormous payouts and Playboy lifestyle were part of the provocation. He understood the dynamics of entertainment, says Derek Poindexter, a boxing promoter. People just tuned in to see him get his ass whooped. As the earnings flowed in, Mayweather kept his fortune where he could see it. Bricks of cash, high-end cars, real estate in Los Angeles, Miami, and his home base in Las Vegas that he owned debt-free. He liked the tangible element of having cash in his hand, watching it come and go, said David Levi, who worked close with Mayweather from 2010 until his last professional fight. Dave Hall, Mayweather's accountant in early 2000, said Mayweather spent heavily without setting aside enough to pay his taxes. In 2017, he paid the IRS $22 million in back taxes, records show. In 2023, he settled with the IRS to pay $5.5 million in back taxes and another $1.1 in penalties, according to a settlement filed in U.S. tax court. The core group around Mayweather began to break up once he left the ring. He parted way with Al Heyman, his legendary boxing manager from the early 2000s, until Mayweather's retirement, and Leonard Ellerby, the longtime CEO of Mayweather Promotions. His uncle and longtime trainer, Roger Mayweather, died in 2020. Mayweather has said that his father, Floyd Sr., and also former professional boxer, suffers from dementia. A more recent key figure in Mayweather's life is Jonah Resnick, the scion of a well-connected Los Angeles family who gained notoriety for his role as a government informant following his 2016 guilty plea in a sweeping New York City corruption case. Resnick testified in a federal court that he had delivered a Ferragamo handbag stuffed with $60,000 in cash to a powerful union boss in exchange for a $20 million investment in a hedge fund, which then lost $19 million of it. He's scheduled to be resentenced in January. After the scandal, he returned to LA to reinvent himself as a jeweler to the stars, including Kim K and Shaq. Multiple jewelers and other creditors hit Resnick and his jewelry business with lawsuits that accused him of failing to pay or repay loans or pay for jewelry. Most of these cases were settled. 300 judgments against Resnick, including one for $17.7 million awarded by an LA court in 2023. He's appealing that decision. His relationship with Mayweather, who was a jewelry client, flourished, and Mayweather credited him as an architect in his post-boxing success. He says, when your career is over, you got to make smart decisions. He said, but a close friend of mine, Jonah Resnick, he's a great guy, great person, helped me a lot. The two frequently traveled together, including a trip to Israel after the October 7th attacks, where they were pictured with the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Closer to home, they attended NBA games, and Resnick was seen sporting a baseball cap with the...
As you can see, he's been pictured with Netanyahu, someone who actually promotes genocide. You get me? So as you can see, Floyd Mayweather sold his soul for the dollar bill as well. Guys, I don't know what's going on in the world, bro. You got all that money. Maybe it's because, obviously, Jews obviously run America, basically, right? They own all the banks in a lot of places, especially in England. And him showing his loyalty to the Jews just going to earn him even more money. That's the only reason he's doing it. You think he actually has proper loyalty to them? He would take a bullet for them? You think he would take a bullet for a Jew? Or any person from that country? No, bro. Let's be real, guys.
TMT logo, the Money Team, which is Mayweather's apparel brand, and the nickname for his posse of friends and bodyguards and close associates. As his influence grew, so have Mayweather's real estate ambitions. By Mayweather's account, his foray into commercial property and investing began more than a decade ago when he met two New York City real estate executives courtside as a nickname. In a meeting the next day, one of the executive, Jeff Sutton, enchanted the boxer by explaining that while he earned staggering sums of money during his fights, give me 1 second. Okay. During his fights, real estate generates profits as investors sleep. Mayweather said that he began investing as soon after pouring $5 million into a deal that paid him over $50,000 a month in proceeds, and which is an impressive 12% return. Since late last year, there's been headlines about bigger deals, including Gold Partner Venture. Last December, he said he had purchased a building in New York's Diamond District for about $20 million as his gift to his then 3-year-old grandson. I think that's a young boy's kid. Property records show that a company tied to a jeweler, Avi Davidovich, bought the building in June 2025 from his longtime owner, and he declined to comment. In the months leading up to the real estate announcement, he began to free up a bunch of cash against his personal real estate portfolio and his jet, which is since sold, so he sold his jet. In 2024, Resnick introduced Mayweather to Don Hankey, a billionaire specialty lender in Los Angeles. He rose to prominence in the lending business by providing car loans to buyers with poor credit. He's best known for posting a $175 million bond for President Trump.
Damn.
Over the next year, Mayweather borrowed $54 million from him at roughly a 9% rate to fund other ventures. His lawyer told business.
So that was right, what the Reddit was saying, right? Look, over the next year, Mayweather borrowed $54 million from Hankey, who actually paid for Donald Trump's bond before at $175 million. And what this guy basically does, the Hankey guy, people with bad credits, if you trust them, if they're celebrities and that, and you can trust them, he knows they're big influencers, they ain't gonna run off with the money. He will lend you money, even if you have zero pound to your name. If you didn't even have your zero credit score, but he trusts you enough that you'll give the money back, he'll lend you the money. And apparently Floyd has borrowed $54 million at 9% interest rate, which means basically he has to give $60 million back. So this is true, guys, because article's literally saying it.
He used as collateral 14 residential homes, his Las Vegas.
Okay, so his guarantors, if anything went wrong, he said he'll give his 14 residential homes, his Las Vegas strip club, his jet, and according to Hankey and Business Insider's review, he's basically saying he'll give his jet, 14 homes, and his Las Vegas strip club according to Hanky and the article.
Club in his jet, according to him, for this loan. This is the billionaire Don Hackney that Mayweather borrowed $54 million from.
So that's the guy, right there.
For this loan. This is the billionaire.
That guy. Don Hankey, a billionaire specialty lender based in Los Angeles, worked with Mayweather in 2024 to borrow millions of dollars.
Hackney that Mayweather borrowed $54 million from. In a loan, according to his deal, a portion of the debt was cross-collateralized, which means it was taken across a collection of Mayweather's assets rather than small loans tied to individual properties. The structure is inherently more risky since in the event of a default, the borrowers could lose multiple properties at once rather than one asset at a time. Hankey said that working with Mayweather gave him some insight into the boxer's finances and his wealth. He said, for instance, it appeared largely anchored in the value of his personal homes. When he searched Mayweather's credit history, not much showed up. He says, I think some people buy stocks, some people buy bonds and put their money into a bank, and I think he puts his money into houses. Before he came to us, I don't think he tried to borrow very much. Samini, who's Mayweather's lawyer, said that Mayweather had been an ideal client for Hankey. Like many other sophisticated business people, he borrowed against substantial equity in his portfolio to fund other ventures. In February, a Las Vegas commercial building that Mayweather bought for $3.6 million was sold at an auction to his previous owner. This summer, 2 condos that he owned at the Trump Las Vegas residences were seized by Clark County for unpaid property taxes. They were then returned to Mayweather after he made the $21,000 payment. Last month, a $568 lien was put on his mansion for unpaid trash collection. A Texas aviation fuel supplier sued Mayweather companies in June over what they said was $137,000 in unpaid bills, which is jet fuel for his jet. FAA records showed that a lien was placed on the aircraft for another $358,000 for maintenance work. That same month, AJ Ramey, which is Mayweather's former pilot, complained that social media that the boxer had trashed my reputation in relationships by never paying his jet debts. Mayweather has since settled his maintenance bill and the lien that was removed in August. He didn't respond to the jet fuel lawsuit, and in October, a default judgment was awarded in favor of the jet fuel company. The FAA has not released specific details about the sale of the jet, such as the name of the buyer or the price. Ramey says that he still owed money for his work as Mayweather's pilot. Mayweather harped on loyalty, hard work, determination, doing business the right way. To be betrayed and watch it dwindle and have someone who had profound impact on you in a good way turn around and burn you like that, I'm still working through it. Samini, which is Mayweather's guy, denied that Ramey's owed money or that it was betrayed. In 2023, a Los Angeles court awarded a Nigerian media company $2.4 million judgment on the claim that Mayweather was paid $210,000 for appearances in Africa they never made. He has denied the allegation, and his appeal was denied. The judgment is not paid, and it's swelled to almost $3 million with default interest, according to an attorney for the Nigerian firm. Rushness, which is a recurring character in some of these lawsuits brought against Mayweather in the recent years. In 2024, for example, Leonard Solomonov, a high-end jeweler in Miami, filed a lawsuit accusing Mayweather of stiffing him on a $3.9 million bill for various jewelry and watches, including a Patek Philippe 5980 and 2 Richard Mille's 3502s. Solomonov said in the lawsuit that Rushness, though not named,
Reckon is a recurrent actor in some of the lawsuits brought against Mayweather in recent years. So I think it has a jeweler. In 2024, for example, Leonard Suleimanov, a high-end jeweler in Miami, filed a lawsuit accusing Mayweather of stiffing him on a $3.9 million bill for various jewelry and watches. So if you don't know, guys, jewelry people, like, obviously they know people ain't gonna have cash sometimes up front, and that if they have trust with you, they think you're gonna pay it. Especially someone like Mayweather, when he comes into a bill, like everyone knows Mayweather, he's the money Mayweather, right? People, you get me, just fling him stuff. Take it, man. Don't worry, just pay me after. That's what jewelry shops are, innit? Like, they trust you enough. Even like normal clients, they'll let you pay later. And obviously, this guy lent $4 million worth of jewelry and watches, including a Patek Philippe 5980 and 2 Richard Mille's 3502s. Manov said in the lawsuit that Recknitz, though not named as a defendant, set up the meeting where the jewelry was shown. Mayweather never filed a response, and the case was settled out of court. So he probably did pay the fees that he was meant to owe outside of court.
The defendant set up the meetings where the jewelry was shown. Mayweather never filed a response, and the case was settled out of court. In September, a Las Vegas car dealership sued Mayweather, accusing him of leaving his lot with a $1.2 million Maybach.
Bro, look how much debt he's in, bro. Like, obviously, he could pay that probably all off at once, but maybe he can't, bro, because he's also got taxes to pay. He's also got this to pay, that to pay. Like, everything adds up, you know. Like, even these past years when he's been wasting money, do you really think he's got a lot left to keep wasting?
Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon and never paying for it. Rushness asked for more time. The lawsuit said that Mayweather ultimately signed a legal document.
In September, a Las Vegas car dealer sued Mayweather, accusing him of leaving his lot with a 1.2 million Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. That's mad. 1.2 million. And never paying for it. So he left the showroom or whatever with the car and never paid for it. Reckness asked for more time, the lawsuit said, and Mayweather ultimately signed a legal document promising to settle the bill. Mayweather then sued the dealer for fraud, alleging that he'd been sold a bad car. Both cases are still pending. Crazy.
Promised to settle the bill. He then was sued. He sued the dealership for fraud, alleging that he'd been sold a bad car. Both cases are still pending. Business Insider found 3 cases where Mayweather and Reschnitz have together been accused of fraud and misrepresentation, including promoting a cryptocurrency and alleged pump and dump scheme and allegedly defrauding an investor through a ticket resale operation. In each of these lawsuits, Reschnitz, who was identified the person allegedly facilitating these deals, Reschnitz and Mayweather have denied wrongdoing together. In the third case, Jason Weiner and Reschnitz, Mayweather and someone else, the CEO of the property, investment property, accused them of hawking access to celebrities, including Elon Musk, and failing to deliver. Wow. He endorsed several cryptocurrencies. One deal resulted in $600,000 settlement loss with the SEC. Oh, he had to settle for $600,000. Another sparked an investor lawsuit. Boxing and Fitness, a retail gym chain modeled in his routines. It was sold in August. It was previously reported that more than half of the Boxing and Fitness studios, which once boasted 70 locations, have shut down. And a group of 4 franchises have sued Mayweather and company executives for allegedly making false and misleading statements about the business. Allegations Mayweather denied. His bigger post-retirement paychecks have come from a string of multi-million-dollar exhibition fights, including against Logan Paul and John Gotti. In September, it was announced that next year he will be fighting former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who's 59, in an exhibition boxing match.
He's fighting Mike Tyson next year. That's big money, bro, coming in. Big money. Obviously, if you don't know, Jake Paul fought him, and he got paid a big check, bro. And even Mike Tyson, for lasting all the rounds with him, I think it's like 6 rounds, he got paid like an extra 20 million on top of his normal pay that he was gonna get, his normal purse. So yeah, she made good money for them fights, bro, and especially because Floyd is still like, still not in his prime, but he still does his thing, bro. Now, I'm sure he's not going to try to beat Mike Tyson. He's going to do the same thing that Jake Paul did, just for entertainment, and get paid a big paycheck.
Mayweather's take was totally on brand. I fear no man but God. He wrote on Instagram, let's get it. Note, Floyd Mayweather has filed a defamation lawsuit against Business Insider in connection with a previous story about Mayweather's real estate investments. The case is pending, but Business Insider stands by its reporting. Interesting. You know what I think? I don't think Mayweather's necessarily going broke. I think he doesn't have business managers and he's bad with business. Most of these bills, it looks like you could cover. Like, yo, there's a $500 lien.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's just you forgetting to pay a bill, bro. You get what I'm saying? Some of these things, when it came time to when they seized his property and he owed $21,000, he clearly paid it. You know? So it's not like he can't afford these things. It's that he's been negligent in being on time and being responsible. Same thing for the jet fuel. He uses his jet, but he doesn't want to pay for it. Now, here's the thing. Where I do see some intricate business, and I don't want to call it bad business because I think it would take someone who's an accountant or a financial expert to really break down, is that he's doing a lot of cross-collateralization, and he's using, from one guy, he borrowed $54 million, which was debt. Now, the reason I'm not going to call Mayweather broke is that the most successful people in this country's history have always increased their wealth by leveraging debt and leveraging positions, whether in the stock market or otherwise. They have not used actual cash. So I'm not going to hold Mayweather to a standard that said he has to use his cash that he's earned in his career to make more money. Most people in America have leveraged debt to make more money. They leverage debt for, credit lines, to buy houses or buy properties, to, for mortgages, and that will give a return over time. So I just can't, without the full financials in front of me, call him broke. I could call him, it seems like he doesn't have any type of, he's not responsible. That's for sure. But to say he's broke like he doesn't have it, I don't know if we can say that. But that's my opinion. You can have yours. Okay.
So yeah, guys, that was him. He read the whole interview. As you can see, there's a lot of things that he needs to pay for. One of the main things being the loan of 54 million. But like academics just said, there's a lot of people in America and around the world, they're in debt, but they use debt as leverage. They get themselves in debt and then make money from the money they borrowed or whatnot. And also, like he said, all the debts that they put in the article, the jet fuel, the little garbage collections and stuff like that, bro. He could just pay off like one time, and if he really wants, it's just he's not paying it on time, basically, and people are complaining, right? But yeah, that was the article, and it's Business Insider, so everything there was factual. They never said he's going broke. They just stated that he is not paying his fees on time, right? And that could be to many factors, just because maybe it's not getting to him on time, he's traveling, stuff like that, bro. But yeah, eventually he should be able to pay it, because obviously he's gonna have that fight with Mike Tyson and whatnot. It's probably not even because of the money. He's got bigger priorities to think about. But also, if you are getting yourself in debt with like businesses and that, your trust goes down with like people and stuff. So it's best if he does pay, especially like that jeweler, 3.9 million. And yeah, man, that stuff like that. Like, who else? Yeah, literally that's the main one I heard. The 3.9 million, and obviously the loan. Which loans you like, especially because it's like a person that trusts him. You probably give him hella time, and as long as Floyd's paying the extra back, he's chilling, man. You get me? Floyd has to pay like, what's 10% of 5.9? I mean, 54 million. It's just like 5.5, like 5.4 million, isn't it? So he literally has to pay like 60 million back. So that guy basically, he's lending money to him. Obviously, it's not good that he's getting interest back, but this is how business, like some people work, innit? Banks work like this. He lent money to him. He's sitting, he's not doing nothing, guys. He's just lending money to Floyd, giving him date to pay back, or he pays back in installments, and then he has to pay back 9% extra. So he's getting 5 million for free just for lending him 54 million, which is a lot. 54 million lending, a lot. Trusting someone with 54 million is a lot. So he deserves to get that 5 million, but at the end of the day, it's haram. Get me? Interest is very bad. So guys, don't do it. Don't get out credit cards. Don't finance stuff that's got interest on it, because basically you're gonna ruin your life, right? Yeah, guys, is Floyd Mayweather going broke? And the answer is no, because he can use this as a business. You can use the money for businesses, building businesses slowly. You get me? Like academics said, there's a lot of people that have got themselves in debt just to build themselves back up, because that's what it's meant to help you at the end of the day, loans and stuff, innit? But yeah, guys, that's been this video. There's also, if you want to go watch the video of Fezify, instead of an article, he actually breaks down with like clips and stuff. So he shows you pictures and everything. He talks about it properly instead of just reading the article, because people sometimes are like, you get me, don't understand stuff. It's probably reading a bit too fast and stuff. But yeah, if you didn't understand, go to Fezify, Fesify, and he got a slower breakdown for you with pictures and stuff and everything. But yeah, it's been me, man. It's been your boy PP24. So I've got this mask on just for a few more videos. Just bear with me. My nose is healing, and once it heals, you get me, I'll take it off. I ain't doing no tanks thing, you get me? I ain't trying to keep this on forever, bro. Just give me a few more videos and it'll be off. But guys, it's been your boy PP24s. Yes, I'm keeping the name PP24s. What are you gonna do about it? Take care, man. Peace.